We used to be a team no one respected. We used to be a team no one feared. That was then. This is now.
First victory of the year on the line. Goff's got it. Back, looks, throws, end zone. Yeah, caught!
You know who we are.
10, 5, end zone, touchdown, Detroit Lions!
And you know where to find us. We won't be far. We'll be on your front porch waiting for you. We are the New Era Lions, and
we are driven by Detroit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another live stream of Motor City Mania. It has been a damn long time since I've done this, at least since the, I think it was since the conference championship game was the last time I did a live stream, so it's been a hot moment since I've done it. But with me tonight, I have got one of my best friends and probably the biggest mock draft guru that I've met in my entire fan base is Dan Davis. This guy makes mock draft simulators go broke, literally.
I just try to have fun with it. I know Brad Holmes says screw your mock drafts, so, you know.
Oh, I know. It's kind of the same thing with how Les Snead would always say, oh, screw your picks.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's kind of fun all the same because it's like, hey, you know, you get a chance to, like, sit in the driver's seat and you're like, hey, you know, let's see what we can do with this. And it's completely unrealistic, but it's still fun to do all the same. But in any case, I figured we'd kind of, you know, do a little catching up on some of the stuff that's going on here. And we've already got a question that's coming in from Braylon Dennis. He says, question, David, can you make a video on Reeves Maven on becoming a board member for the NFLPA? And he became more than the board member. He's the president now.
Yeah, the straight-up president. So
I was about to say, they elected him the president of the NFLPA, which, who knows, maybe the Lions will get a little bit of representation that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I can make an episode on it. I've got a couple of other episodes I've already got planned. Some of them are for draft prospects I've got my eye on. A couple of them are, you know, stuff that's actually going on with the Lions, but whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of that's the thing I both love and hate about this time of the year is that there's nothing concrete as far as news is concerned, but there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of, hey, this could possibly be happening. It's like, well, is it or is it not happening? We don't know.
Right. Yes. As far as the speculation stuff goes, I saw this tweet. They showed it means nothing, by the way, but they showed that L'Jarius Sneed was seen at Detroit Metro Airport. So people were freaking out. They're like, "Oh my God, we traded for him." I'm like, "We can't trade for anybody because it's not the start of the new league year yet." He probably, maybe he was traveling, he had a layover, or maybe he has family here or something, you know.
Plus, on top of that, this is the same nonsense that happened, what was it, 2 or 3 years ago when somebody said that Deshaun Watson was in Detroit at a barber shop and they thought that the Lions were going to trade for Deshaun Watson. I'm like, dude, that don't mean jack crap. Just because he's at a barber shop doesn't mean anything.
Right, and Detroit is like a central stop for layovers and stuff, depending on where you're traveling from, so... Maybe he was seen there, but that don't mean we can't trade for anybody right now.
Well, we can trade for them, but the deal wouldn't become official until the new year because the Broncos just traded away Jerry Jeudy to the Browns.
That's true.
And they I'll say this right now: the Browns' offense, like if Watson can recapture what he used to be with the Texans, they got a freaking scary offense.
Yeah, I also seen something, I don't know if this is true, but the Bears are really close to trading that number 1 overall pick, so we'll see.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me. They did it last year, and to be entirely honest, considering what the number 1 overall pick did last year, I mean, I wouldn't say it was a bad decision because they got a huge draft haul out of it.
Yeah, they're only going to do it, though, because the trade market for Fields has died down.
Well, everybody knew that. I've told people this so many times. I'm like, listen, Justin Fields is not going to make it as a long-term quarterback in the NFL. Like, yeah, does he have talent? Yeah, but he's not a quarterback that you're going to want to build a team around because he has a very select set of skills.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, yeah, it's no wonder why the freaking interest for Fields has died down in terms of trade interest, because it's like nobody really wants him.
We also could see Kirk Cousins ending up in Atlanta. He moved his family down there, I guess, according to reports. So,
well, I know we're probably not going to see him in Minnesota anymore, which at that point tells me that the Vikings are most likely going to trade up to try and get a rookie quarterback this year, which means they're hitting the reset mode. The Bears are the Bears, which means the only real competition in the NFC North at this point for the Lions is the Packers.
yeah.
Which I'll say this, I'll admit it, I'm actually kind of surprised at how well the Packers did this year, because I didn't think they were going to do that well.
Yeah, they went on a run late last season, and they won a playoff game, didn't they? So
yeah, they beat the Cowboys in Jerry World.
God.
That was I will say this right now. The Lions had the biggest game of the playoffs in the sense of, hey, you know what? Goff versus the Rams and McVay. But the biggest surprise of the playoffs was the Packers beating Jerry Cowboys in Jerry World. Like, I was shocked at that. I was like, there's no way that's going to happen. Jerry Jones owns everything down there, including the refs.
Right. That's just the Cowboys being the Cowboys, though, choking in the playoffs is normal.
Oh, I know. And now fucking Dak Prescott wants to become the first $60 million quarterback, which I'm like, you ain't won anything.
Right.
like, dude, the funny thing about it is that by the time Goff had won his second playoff game with the Lions, he had the best record of all NFC playoff quarterbacks, which I'm like, dude, that's shocking right there.
Yeah,
but,
I'm excited. I'm waiting on Amon-Ra to get his extension. Now it's going to be 26 to 28 million, supposedly. So.
Yeah, I keep hearing the same thing. Like, they're close to getting an extension on Amon-Ra St. Brown. They're working on an extension with Jared Goff. Obviously, they're going to try and work on an extension with Sewell, Decker, Hutchinson's also coming up. Like, they got a lot of people they got to sign.
I hope they get Glasgow back, too, because it looks like Jonah's gone. So,
well, I know this much. If you ask most Lions fans if they had to make a choice between Graham Glasgow or Jonah Jackson, they would probably go with Graham Glasgow over Jackson.
I would, too, and so would our staff, because not only can Glasgow play guard, he could fill in at center if Frank goes down.
True. And honestly, the way I look at it is this anyway. I mean, I've said it multiple times on my pre-recorded shows that I've put out there that, hey, you know what? Number one, number two need for the Lions is edge rusher and cornerback. It just depends on which way you go about how you want to switch it up. You could be cornerback for one person or edge for the other. But number three, right behind it, interior offensive lineman. That's the next highest up.
You know, sooner or later, we might have to get a replacement for Frank, because at one point this offseason, he was contemplating retirement.
That's what they said, but Frank then came back and he said, listen, I'm not retiring. He's like, I just need a couple of weeks to rest up. So maybe it was just him saying, hey, you know what? I'm tired. It's been a long season. I've been battling through a lot of crap. I just need a break. Because as far as I'm concerned, I don't think Frank Ragnow is going to leave. That's just not his style.
Yeah. I hope he doesn't, but I mean, like,
well,
I get it.
Considering the fact that now that Jason Kelce has retired, he's probably the best center in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, go figure.
I mean, if he shocked us with it, I wouldn't be too surprised, because, I mean, the dude's been battling injuries, like, the past 3 years at least, you know? Like,
well, let's see. He has an inoperable turf toe injury. Yeah. He had an injury to his throat at one point. And he's had a couple of other varying injuries over the years. But there was one question here. Who put it in here? Oh, it was this guy, Paul Thomas. He says, question for me. Does Josh Reynolds come back? Here's what I think. I think he comes back, but I also think that do not be at all surprised if the Lions go after a wide receiver in this draft. Because they've been bringing in guys for visits. They've been talking to them at the scouting combine. And by the looks of it, they're trying to find somebody else to kind of round out that, that receiving core.
You know what? And this might make a lot of people worry. I wouldn't take wide receiver off the table for the Lions in the first round. I'm just saying, I'm not pounding the table for it, but who had us taking Jahmyr Gibbs last year? I'm just saying. Like,
nobody did.
Yeah.
Nobody did. Because everybody thought that taking a first round running back was taboo.
Right. I'm just saying, like, nobody thought we'd take that running back last year. So don't be shocked, especially if Reynolds doesn't come back, if we grab a wide receiver right there in round 1.
True. Plus, on top of that, you never know if Brad Holmes decides to go out and, maybe decides to grab someone in the free agency pool.
He could do that too. So, let's wait and see.
Hey, how's it going, Will Rock? I'm surprised to see you pop in.
Holy shit.
Will Rock from Rocked On Podcast Network says Will Rock did check the receipt.
I haven't heard that name in a while, so.
It's been a while since I've heard his name because he's been busy doing his own thing, and he does a pretty great show himself. There's a lot of good Lions content creators, but all right, we've kind of done like a little, catch up on what's been going on lately and, the stuff that's going on in free agency, the trade rumors and all that nonsense. So without further ado, since I know everybody decided to come here for the mock draft simulator, let's get into it. So for this session, what we're going to do is we're going to do the PFF mock draft simulator because it's probably by far the most sophisticated one that's out there, and it's probably the one that most people are aware of how to use. And Will Rock says, I'm cooking and listening. Been a minute since I could just listen. Yeah, I know what you're saying there. But what we're going to do is, the first thing we're going to do is each one of us that's in the panel, so me and Dan, we're going to do our own prospective mock draft where we're just going to be like, hey, you know what? We're going to do one where we do trades, and then we're going to do one where there's no trades involved. It's like, listen, whoever's there, that's who you take. And then once we've done our 2 mock drafts, one with trade and one without trades, then we're going to open it up to everybody that's out there, in the comment section that's watching. So since I am the host, I am going to be the respectable host, and I'm going to let Dan Davis go first. So you're up, Dan. Do you want to have one with trades or do you want to have one without trades?
Let's do the first one without trades.
All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to share the screen with the mock draft simulator so that way you guys can take a look at everything. All right, so we're going to do a 7-round mock draft simulating, whatever. So how fast do you want this to go, Dan? Do you want to go as fast as possible, or do you want something that's a little bit more in the middle?
You can go fast.
Okay. So then we have these advanced settings. I typically go right in the middle, so that way it's as realistic as possible because you never know what's going to happen in the draft. People can be squirrely all the damn time.
When I do this, I like to go fastest because I hate waiting in between to get to our next pick. So.
Well, that's why it's at turbo. That means it'll go as fast as possible.
Yeah.
All right, so we're at pick 29. We're going to enter the draft, and here we go. I'm going to try and scroll this down so we've got as much of the screen as possible. So Dan said he's not doing any trades, so we're not doing any trades. As we already know, Lions have picked 29, 61, 73, 92, 163, 207, and 247. So without further ado, welcome to the NFL Mock Draft Simulator, Lions fans, because here we go. Starting the draft. And at pick 29, the top picks available is quarterback Jalen Daniels, Tyler Nubin, Tyler Gutton, Adonai Mitchell, hopefully I pronounced that right, Bo Nix, Troy Franklin, and then we round out with Kool-Aid McKinstry. But as always, it's up to you, Dan Davis. What do you want to look at?
Well, we don't know what they're doing in free agency yet. See what edges are there, edge rushers.
All right, let's go to edge rushers. We're going to scroll down so that way we don't have to do all this. Here we go. So, top edge rushers available. Chris Braswell, Adisa Isaac, and Chop Robinson are your top 3 options. I'm going to try and see if I can zoom out a little bit here because it seems like, there we go. That's a little better.
Now, PFF is going to give us a shitty grade for this one. I really like that Darius Robinson kid right there. He's got the versatility that our staff likes. He's actually a natural D tackle. He only switched to edge his senior season, so our staff loves those guys that can kick inside and out with the versatility. So I'll take Darius Robinson right there.
All right, so first pick for the Detroit Lions off the board in Dan Davis's draft is going to be Darius Robinson, edge rusher out of Missouri. So pick is in. we're now going to move into pick 61. So pick 61, top options on the board are Kyrie Jackson, cornerback out of Oregon, edge rusher Marshawn Nealand, edge rusher out of Western. Then we have Jalen Polk, wide receiver out of Washington, Edrin Cooper, linebacker out of Texas A&M, and then the fifth best option is Xavier Legette, wide receiver out of South Carolina. So what would you like to do, Dan?
Well, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what they're doing in free agency, if we're going to get a corner or not. Give me Kyrie Jackson. I love this kid. 6'3", 200-something pounds.
Plus, he's a physical nightmare. This guy loves to tackle. So I'm all on board with Kyrie Jackson. I like that pick. All right, now we're on to pick 73. We're now in the middle towards the end of the third round. Top 5 options on the board. Xavier Legette, Michael Pratt, Devontae Walker, Trevonde Sweat, and Johnny Wilson are your top 5 options.
Legette, the wide receiver.
All right. I don't know anything about this guy, so I'm kind of curious. Let's see what we got here. 1,200 yards in his last season. 7 touchdowns.
Go to first look. He's 6'3", 227. Not only is he an ex-wide receiver, he's got versatility. He can be a kick returner, too. He ran like a 4.39 40 at the combine. So.
All right, interesting. Very nice. All right, Xavier, welcome to Detroit. Now we move into pick 92. Top options are Andrew Phillips, cornerback out of Kentucky, Mason McCormick, guard out of South Dakota, Kalen Bullock, safety, USC, Dadrian Taylor DeMermerson, I hopefully pronounced that correctly, safety out of Texas Tech, and then the linebacker out of Notre Dame.
We're going to need a guard eventually. Click on Mason McCormick and show these guys. He was a standout at the combine. So.
Well, his grading comparables all are in the elite category. First look, he's 6'5", 315, so he's a big old boy. Yeah. Analysis, there's nothing really on him, but he's a big size guard, got pretty good grades in pass, gap, and zone blocking, so there ain't nothing about him that I don't have a problem with.
Yeah, let's take Mason McCormick right here.
All right, Mason McCormick, guard out of SDSU. Now we drop a whole way down to 163 because we don't have a 4th-round pick. I don't know why it's now deciding to slow down all of a sudden, but it did. And then it decided to pick up again, which was weird. All right, now we're at pick 163. Top options are Zach Zinter out of Michigan, Joe Milton, QB Tennessee, Dylan Lobb, halfback out of New Hampshire, Drake Nugent, center out of Michigan, and then Dylan Johnson, the halfback out of Washington.
Okay, well, do you think we need a D tackle? Because that's what I want to look at. But, well, Darius Robinson can do both, but we'll look at him anyway.
For defensive interior, your best options are Miles Murphy, Jawan Briggs, and Jordan Jefferson.
That's not. I don't like any of those guys. Well, go look at safety real quick for me.
All right, let's go to the safety option here. Safeties, we have Jalen Simpson, Dahani Anthony, and Omar Brown.
I'm looking at safety right now because I don't know if we bring GJ back. I know we got like Kirby and Branch and shit. So click on Jalen Simpson right there.
Jalen Simpson, safety out of Auburn. Good in coverage. His run defense grade looks pretty bad. But he has, let's see here, what else? 4 interceptions to 1 touchdown allowed. Passer rating's pretty low. Needs to work on his tackling, though. He has a 15% missed tackle rate.
Okay, yeah, we don't need this guy. That's shit. Maybe we don't need a safety there.
Plus, he's a little on the small side for weight. He's only 178 pounds over 6 feet. So he would be freaking – he'd be a twig.
Yeah, he would. Go back to corners again. Maybe take another – we need depth at corner also still.
All right, cornerback. We have the best corner on the market is Dwight McGlothern out of Arkansas.
McGlothern, I think he's 6'3", 6'4". Yeah, 6'2", 6'3". Yeah.
6'2", almost 190 pounds. Last year when he was at Actually, the last 2 years he was at Arkansas, he did pretty good, giving up passer ratings in the 50s. And let's see here, 7 interceptions over his last 2 years at Arkansas. So, and then you take a look at all of his green over here. So pretty good, actually.
Yeah, we'll take McLovin here, another corner.
All right. I mean, doesn't surprise me. In times past, we've seen Brad Holmes double up on positions.
We need depth there anyway. Like, we only have like a few of them on the roster. So.
All right. Now we're at 207. So our top options are Hunter Norzad out of Penn State, Ethan Driscoll out of Marshall, Julian Pearl out of Illinois, a lot of offensive linemen, then Frank Gore Jr. and Tyrone Hopper.
Well, I don't think we have Netflix on the roster right now. We got Gibbs and Monty.
And we just re-signed Bam Knight.
Oh, we don't need a running back. Okay, so Tanner Bordellini. Click on him.
Let's see here. Not the greatest numbers, but not super terrible. Only 1 sack allowed in all 3. Well, 1 sack for each year he was in college, so only 3 sacks he's given up. 6'4", 310. Decent size. Always like what comes out of Wisconsin for the most part. And his draft stock has been trending up.
I'll take him for depth at center. So, yeah, give me Bordellini right there.
All right, Bordellini it is. And then we come to our last pick for the Lions, which is pick 247. All right, so
go to kicker.
Kicker it is. Options are Harrison Mevis out of Missouri, Will Richard out of Alabama, Joshua Carty out of Stanford, Austin Mack. Well, wait a minute, that's a punter. And then the last kicker option is Cam Little out of Arkansas. Those are your top 4 options.
Click on that Josh Carty. I've heard good things about this guy.
I know him. 6'2", 208.
That's all they got. Yeah, we'll take.
Well, plus on top of that, he also kicked a 61-yard field goal in college.
We'll take Carty then, right here.
All right, Joshua Carty. So that will round out Dan Davis's no-trade mock draft. And this is what PFF gives for it.
Better than I thought. For every time I pick Darius Robinson, no matter where it is, I always get like a C- or worse.
Well, they apparently loved your Kyrie Jackson and Mason McCormick picks. They also liked the Xavier Leggett picks and the Dwight McGlothern picks. The rest of them, they were kind of a little bit more on.
Yeah, well, what does PFF know?
Not much. But all right, so that is the one without trades. Now comes the one with trades.
Okay.
So here we go. We're going to restart over. And now, since there's trades available, Dan, do you want to try and trade before the draft starts, or you just want to start and just wait till you get to your pick?
Start and wait till we get to the pick, because we ain't trading up to 1. That's for sure.
That's true. All right, so here we go. We're already here, and we have 7 trade offers on the board, and currently the Lions have access to J.J. McCarthy, Tyler Guyton, Zach Frazier, Adonai Mitchell, and Bo Nix.
What? Okay, let's look at the trades.
So we have an option from San Francisco, which is a first-round draft pick, and then everything else except until we get to the Denver Broncos is a second-round option.
Okay, so we'd be moving back a couple spots. So, okay, let's try to trade back with San Francisco right here, I guess.
All right, so we're going to scroll down so we can see everything that's available. So obviously you're probably going to want that 31st overall pick.
Team will veto. Try to get their they got 2 what looks like third round picks right there. So
yeah, they got 94 and 98, so they got 2 third-round picks.
Try to get that 94 from them. See if that works.
Yeah, there's a 59 chance to be accepted.
Take 94 off, try 98.
Jumps up to 70.
See if that works, I guess. I don't know.
You could probably get a little bit more, actually.
Try their 125. Let's see if they'll do anything. Oh, 41. No, that won't work, too.
You could if you go to 176, that actually gives it a 55% chance.
Try it. Let's try it then.
They take the trade.
Okay.
So they've now moved up to 29, and we have moved back to 31. Let's see what they decide to do.
Okay.
And at 29, they draft a receiver out of Texas, Adonai Mitchell, and then the Ravens go and decide to draft Zach Frazier out of West Virginia. So we now have 4 trade offers at pick 31.
Dave, you pick someone here.
You want me to pick someone?
Go ahead.
I'll tell you who I'm picking. I'm going to pick Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Cool. Hell yeah. There we go. That's a possibility, too. I wouldn't complain at that. So.
All right, now we're at pick 61. So we have 2 trade offers on the board, but we also have options. We have Keon Coleman out of Florida State, Jonathan Brooks out of Texas, Marshawn Nealon out of Western, and then we have Edgerrin Cooper and, again, Xavier Leggett.
All right. Pick someone again.
Okay, let's see here. We're at pick 61.
Let's let you pick this one. I want to see what I did the last one. Let's see what you would do in this one.
Oh, well, if that's the case, then I got to restart this because my draft strategy is a little different.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload this, and okay, here we're gonna redo this just to be on the funny side about this. Enter the draft. All right, so let us go here. So I'm just going to start the draft, and in this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the no trades just to do what you did.
Okay.
All right, so no trades. Let's see here. Damn, there's a lot of good players right here. Brian Thomas Jr., Ladd McConkey. Damn.
You know, you're picking here, but the Lions did meet with Brian Thomas, Xavier Leggett, and Devontae Walker, 3 wide receivers. So.
Well, I have no doubt that they're interested in a wide receiver. I have no doubt of that. But I'm still going with Kool-Aid here because, like, listen, he's considered a top 20 he's considered a top 20 prospect. He's one of the best cornerbacks in the draft. And it's like, listen, until I hear otherwise, I don't know if Brad Holmes is going to go after anybody in the free agency market, but he's definitely expressed interest in trading for both Snead and now for this guy from the Browns and Greg Newsome. So it's like, obviously cornerback is something he wants to upgrade, and Kool-Aid's the best cornerback on the board, so I'm taking Kool-Aid.
Hell yeah. There you go. I'm good with it too. So.
All right, now we're at pick 61 here. I want to see here, what are my best edge rushing options? Because I want to take that out of the way too. So we have either Marshawn Nealon or Braylon Trice, both good options. But I think if I'm going to choose between the two, I'm probably going to go with Braylon Trice because as much as I like going with talent that's from here in Michigan, Western Michigan doesn't play top-end talent like Washington does. So I'm going to go with Braylon.
I've heard people talk up Nealon. He wasn't bad, but he's not that great either. I think he's a bit overrated. So.
Oh, let's see here. Is my guy here? Yes, he is. I'm taking him. I'm taking the son of the all-time great wide receiver, Jerry Rice. Brendan Rice, 6'3", 210 pounds.
Sweet.
Big-bodied, and, I mean, come on now, people. Could you imagine having Jerry Rice with Megatron at freaking Allen Park?
That'd be sweet. There's reports out there that the Lions may move their practice facility out of Allen Park, though, so we'll see.
Oh, I know. I've heard the same rumors. So we have Brendan Rice now coming to Detroit, and then, come on, stop doing this. All right, now we're at pick 92. So what do we have here? There is Mason McCormick there. Jerrion Jones. Let's see here. You know what? I have heard a lot of good things about Jerrion Jones here. What is going on? How big is he? 6 foot, 191 pounds. That's
not bad.
That's not bad at all. but he's said to be more of a slot or a defensive nickel starter, so that doesn't really fit for us.
Does it say? It probably doesn't. Is he a press man corner, or is he more
Zone?
Because, I hate Aaron Glenn, but he likes to run that zone defense, so they might be looking at zone corners.
It doesn't say specifically what he does very well in, but it does say that he has below average long speed recovery speed, but he is quick in the slot and he has quick feet, hips, and acceleration. So I would think that in that case, he's probably more of a zone cornerback than anything.
Well,
because if you're going to be a man corner, you have to have long ball speed.
I think Aaron Glenn ran zone defense 70-something% of the time last year, something like that. So
yeah, I could go with Jerry and Jones here, and I think I am, because if the guy that I think is going to be available at 163, then I'm going to go with that. But we'll see here in a second. Oh boy, moving. All right, let's see if my guy is here or not.
No, this is your pick, but go look at that James Williams dude up there. I don't know if you heard about that guy, but
I've heard some things about him.
Go look at his stats. He's a safety, right?
Yeah.
Now, first look. Click on first look up there. 6'5",
Holy
215.
Dude, that's a wide receiver. That's not a safety.
And some teams are looking at him as a linebacker, but he could do both, and Brad Holmes loves that versatility, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he's not too particularly great in coverage, but he does have that versatility, kind of like that jack of all trades nonsense.
Just a guy to look at. You ain't got to take him. But
No, I know. You know what? I am going to go, and I'm going to take a defensive interior man here, because I want to get somebody to also help on the inside. Oh yeah, I know who I'm taking here. I mean, I don't care if we got Zam. I don't care if we got Bam Knight back. I want Frank Gore Jr. Think about that.
I mean, competition for camp. Maybe he beats out Zonovan Knight, so,
Yeah, never know. And then, obviously, I know who I'm taking here, because I take him every single time, without fail, kicker Joshua Carty. I always take him in the very last pick, because it's like, dude, I don't know about anybody else that's in the crowd, but I want something better than Michael Badgley. And I think that freaking Joshua Carty could be that. So that is my draft with no trades whatsoever.
PFF is a bunch of haters. How are they going to hate on Jerry Rice's son? C+, he's better than that. He's at least a B+.
Well, again, that's why I don't really give a thunder about their grading system. But all right, so here's what we're going to do now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to the crowd, and what we're going to do is we're going to let you guys choose. And for this, we're going to let you guys do whatever you guys want. You guys have the ability, the power to do whatever. This is kind of like Subway. Have it your way.
Right?
All right, so here we go. We're going to restart the draft. We're going to keep the same settings, all nonsensicalness. So we're going to start the draft, and we're going to get right to where we're at. So here's what we got. We have 7 trade offers on the docket. Top options on the board: J.J. McCarthy, Ladd McConkey, Zach Frazier, Adonai Mitchell, and Bo Nix. So I'm going to leave it up to everybody. What do y'all want to do? Y'all want to draft someone? You want to trade back? What do you want to do? We have one person that says edge rusher. That's Keitho.
Brad Holmes could trade up or down, people. You never know.
Braylon Dennis says to take a look at the edges. James says he wants to take Frazier out of West Virginia. We have 2 people that say trade back. So we have 2 for trade. Now we have 3 for trading back, 4 for trading back, 5. Okay, so everyone wants to trade down primarily. So everyone wants to trade. So, okay, we got some trade options. San Francisco 49ers, again, want to trade. And then we have the Patriots and the Vikings, Bengals, and then after that, it really kind of gets a little ridiculous. So
now it's the people's choice, but please, people, don't help the division out.
I was about to say, let's not trade with the Vikings here. Like, 49ers, I'm fine with that. Patriots, fine with that. Bengals, fine with that. After that, like, at that point, it's like, what's the point in trading down? So who do you guys want to trade with?
And then Mark says Vikings.
So we have
smart ass probably, but
yeah. So we have 3 people that say trade down with the 49ers. One says trade down into the early second round.
Got a question for the people out there. How pissed would you be because the draft's in Detroit if Brad Holmes traded out of the first round completely? Would you be mad about that?
People would be so irate. They would be pissed. Because at that point, it'd be like, dude, we showed up for the first night and there's nothing for us to do.
True. I wouldn't be mad about it because I plan on going down there and all 3 nights are in Detroit. I mean, you know.
Well, here's the thing. I know some people are saying trade down somebody in the second round. Well, the earliest pick in the second round that we can get with is the Patriots. So, 1, it takes it out of the conference with the 49ers. 2, you're going to get much more trade back value if you trade down out of the first round. So I'll just show you guys the difference in value here as far as what you can get. And bear in mind, this is the PFF simulator. This is not going off of like Jimmy Johnson's trade value chart. So understand what I'm about to do here. So according to this, I could get number 34, 104, 136, a 4th round pick, and a 6th round pick. I could get 5 picks for this whole 1 pick right here. Imagine that. Could you imagine getting 3 picks in the current draft plus a 4th and a 6th round pick in next year's draft? Some people are saying run it. Some people are saying go with that trade.
See if they'll accept it. I bet you they will.
I guarantee you they're going to accept it.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to take it. I guarantee you they'll take it. So I've had trades where I have literally had like 40% on the board, but if they're offering the trade to you, that automatically means they're more willing to take it rather than if you're offering a trade to somebody else. So, okay, we just traded number 29, and now we've gotten all this bevy of draft capital, which means now we can also potentially trade up at some point if we wanted to.
Yeah, if we wanted to, we most definitely could.
So, okay, now we move to pick 34. So, this was who got taken. Ladd McConkey went to the Patriots, then Zach Frazier to the Ravens, then TJ Tampa went to the freaking Niners, and Kool-Aid McKinstry went to the Chiefs. So, the 2 top cornerbacks are now off the board.
Okay.
So, the next options at pick 34 are this: J.J. McCarthy, Bo Nix, Troy Franklin, the cornerback out of Michigan, and then Chris Braswell, the edge rusher out of Alabama. So, what do y'all want to do?
Who do y'all want, people?
Braylon Dennis asks, is Arizona trading? I want to take all their picks.
That was cool of you, Braylon, to donate the $2. Hell yeah. Sure.
Braylon Dennis is like, Kool-Aid to the Chiefs? No! I mean, if we were to take L'Jarius Sneed off their hands, think about it. That'd be fair.
Right?
Let's see here. Some people are asking about edge rusher. Okay, fine. Let's check the edge rushers out really quickly. I can already tell you I already know who's going to be there. You got Chris Braswell. You got Isaac. You got both of the Robinsons that are sitting there, too. And that's at pick 34, so PFF will like it a little bit better.
Now, I took Darius Robinson, my last mock, but I wouldn't be upset if they went with Chop, although I think Chop will go within the first 15 to 17 picks. So.
Somebody says Braden Fisk, the defensive tackle.
Yes, Braden Fisk. That's another he started at Western Michigan but transferred to Florida State, and he had a really good combine.
He is the best defensive interior on the board next to Chris Jenkins and Rook Orhoro.
Fisk is a really good pass rushing D tackle too.
Yeah, he's got decent pass rush win rate. He's got a good amount of sacks over his time. So, plus he has decent size, 6'5", almost 300 pounds in the middle. So yeah, he's a decent option.
He's another Michigan native too, and our staff loves that. So,
man, there's a clear problem for people. They want to. There's like, okay, here. So I am literally seeing I
see a few Robinsons. I see a few Chops.
Yeah, I see a few Robinsons, a few Chops. I also see a few Jenkins, a few Fisks. One guy wants me to check out the guards. So, okay, fine. I'll check out.
There's multiple people asking you to check out guards, actually. So.
Top guard on the board is Christian Haynes, but that is considered a third-round draft pick because he's ranked number 65 on the board. So that would be considered quite a reach at the top of the second round.
I think McCormick out of the guard should be rated at least ahead of Mahogany because he could play BB is better than all them MFers, and I don't know why he's rated down there.
Yeah, he's rated like a fourth-round draft pick.
Cooper Beebe's going to go late first, early second. He can play any guard, or he can play both tackle spots too. There was a couple big games that they put Cooper Beebe at left tackle. So.
All right, so somebody also asked about potentially trading back, which there are 7 trade offers on the board. So we could trade back even further with the Giants because they have a literal slew of picks. They got 2 second-round picks, a third-round pick, and then a 4th, 5th, and it looks like a 6th. Plus they got extra draft capital next year. Then we have options, again, with the Vikings, then the Raiders, and the Jaguars are the next closest options. So there are options to trade back and even get more draft capital if you guys want to.
I agree with Kenny Spears in the comments. Cooper Beebe is a beast.
Yeah, Alan Shaman says that he thinks that Beebe will go early in the second round.
Yeah.
So it looks like everybody's saying no to a trade. So, okay, here. We're not going to trade. Fair enough. But from what I'm understanding, most people are either wanting to do edge rusher or defensive interior. So, edge rusher, you have either of the Robinsons, Isaac or Braswell. And for defensive interior, obviously, we have Fisk, we also have Jenkins, and we have Rahoro. We also could technically do Jonah Ellis as well. So it's up to you guys. Which do you guys prefer more of? Do you guys want Chop? Do you guys want Darius? Do you guys want Fisk? Do you guys want Jenkins? Who do you guys want the most?
I'm seeing Keitho says Chop.
Which, nothing wrong with that. Chop had a absolutely amazing freaking scouting combine.
I'm seeing Chop, Darius, Isaac,
seeing a few for Fisk. Seeing a couple more for Chop.
It's neck and neck between Chop and Darius right here. So,
As long as that guy can get the job done, I'm good with it. Rodney says Chop.
I have a feeling the people like Chop, which I'm cool with either Robinson.
Well, if you think about it, Chop would be a great edge rusher opposite of Hutchinson because he has that explosiveness.
Yeah, but the only knock on Chop is the production wasn't there much. Like, he doesn't have a whole ton of sacks, but he does get pressures, and that mirrors what Hutch does. Hutch only had, 9.5 sacks his first year and 11 this year. Well, it's not bad, but...
All right. It sounds like most people want to go with Chop Robinson, so that's what we're going to go with.
Okay, cool.
All right. We're going to go with Chop Robinson here. Now, I'm going to ask this. Since Chop Robinson seems to be the pick, does anybody want to potentially trade back up earlier into the second round to get somebody else? Because you can do that. You can decide to trade up if you want to. Because I know a team in the second round that I can trade up with and I will most likely be able to get the trade to work.
Before you pick Chop, commenter James wants you to look at Adisa Isaac.
The other edge rusher out of Penn State?
He's not bad. He's not that great, but, I mean, the commenter wants it.
Let's see here. Decent numbers. I mean, he went from 4 sacks to 9 in his last year. Good amount of hurries. Got a decent set of grades from PFF. Size is okay, 6'4", 254, so he's not bad. So he's solid. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with him. He's solid, but he didn't really do anything that really kind of steps out really all that much.
It looks to me like Adisa Isaac is the Chop Robinson. What's that guy that played with Hutch at Michigan that was drafted by Baltimore? I forgot his name, but he got injured. He broke his leg and stuff. Crap. His name escapes me, but either way, Isaac is the guy that benefited off of the double teams that Chop Robinson got there at Penn State. So.
All right, I'm gonna just show this to you guys because some people are telling me they want to look at this. So I'm gonna show you guys something here. I will show you how with pick 61 I can get pick 50, and all I got to do is trade a 4th and a 5th rounder next year. And I'm still going to have 2 4th rounds, a 6th round, and a 7th round next year. And I can still get back up into the mid part of the 2nd round.
Thank you, Paul Johns. Yeah, David
Ajubu
was opposite Hutch at Michigan.
So if you guys want, I can trade with Philadelphia, get pick 50, and all I got to do is give up, 3 picks to do it. And none more than the 61 overall pick this year. And then at that point, you could potentially then still get someone like Aurora or Chris Jenkins. Then at that point, you've got Chop Robinson on the exterior, and then you got one of those 2 guys also in the middle.
James wants you to draft Chop still.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still going to do that. I'm just asking if they want me to do this trade-up option as well. That's the only reason I'm asking what I'm asking, because it's like, hey, there's a lot of people that are available, Paul. There's a lot of people available, but it seems like most people want to go with Chop Robinson. Some people are saying trade up. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to offer the trade. It may or may not get rejected. We're allowed 5 times to do it. So if in 5 times it doesn't get accepted, then whatever. So here we go. They take the trade. They're willing for me to move up to pick number 50. So we'll draft Chop Robinson here, and we'll see who's available at pick number 50. All right, so here we are, pick 50. Look who's sitting there, Chris Jenkins. You've also got Kingsley, whatever the hell that last name is, Michael Penix, Javen Bullard, Jermaine Burton, Jonah Ellis, the son of former Lion Luther Ellis, but we already have an edge rusher. Then you have Rukaroro, Keon Coleman, and then Kyrie Jackson, the big motherfucking cornerback out of Oregon. Rodney Fauch says to check offensive line. Offensive line, we have Christian Haynes again, but again, he's considered a top of the 3rd round draft pick. You got Mahogany out of Boston College. You have Cedric Van Pran, Mason McCormick, and Bo Limmer, and then Cooper Beebe. Kenny Spears is like, fucking A, dude, take Jenkins. But it seems like also there's a lot of people that are saying Rook because they want to take Aurora. So we have a couple that say Jenkins. We have a couple that say Aurora. So, okay, it seems like everybody wants to take – people want to take one of the 2 interior offensive linemen. So, okay, which one do you guys want to take? You guys want to take Rook or do you guys want to take Aurora? Which one do you prefer more?
I seen a profile on that Rook Aurora, seems like he's slowly garnering some interest there. So,
well, it says here that Ruke is a versatile D lineman who can be a high floor player at either defensive end or D tackle. It says, however, he does need to develop technical pass rush moves to be more than a rotational player. So that's Ruke. And then obviously Chris Jenkins, which most people should know from here, is one of the strongest players in the entire draft class, but his arm length limitations and lack of pass rush profile will likely limit his draft stock to a mid to late day 2 selection. However, his high floor presents starting potential in a 4-3 scheme, which we run a 4-2, so still fits. Let's see here. James says, I wouldn't be mad at Jenkins, but I'm bigger on Rook. The guy out of the tackle that they're talking about, the Kingsley, they're saying is Penei Sewell's cousin. Dream prospect to draft and develop somewhere on day 2. I worry about him being baptized by fire and drafted in the first round and called upon to start right away. 6'6", 315 pounds. I mean, he's got the size. Don't get me wrong. Wide receivers. They're asking about wide receivers. So wide receivers available. You have Jermaine Burton out of Alabama, Keon Coleman out of FSU, Jalen Polk out of Washington, and Xavier Leggett, and then Jalen McMillan. So you got some decent options, but you can still get good options at wide receiver in, the 3rd round. So I don't think a wide receiver here would make a whole lot of sense when you can get them later.
Right. Hey, Dave, I got to leave me in the studio, but I got to run to the bathroom real quick, so I'm going to...
Okay, go right ahead. I got you.
All right, cool.
Let's see here. Okay, here's what we're going to do. It looks like most people now want to do Leggett. So, okay, we'll do Leggett. That seems to be what people are wanting. They want Xavier Leggett at pick number 64. So that's his rank. His pick actually here would be pick 50. So, all right, I guess we're gonna do Leggett. Xavier Leggett, here you come. Now we're at pick 73. And let's see here. I know somebody's going to ask about the interior offensive lineman again, so I'm going to check them out. So you got Mahogany, you got Cedric Van Prane, who is a center from Georgia. Then you got McCormick again. So those are your top offensive lineman prospects. Yes, Andrew, this is a mock draft. We're not doing like actual drafting. This is a mock draft. Let's see here. So let's also check the defensive interior. Is that big honking dude from... Nope, he's not there anymore. Somebody who took... the Chargers took Trevonde Sweat. Well, you guys suck. Oh, good Lord. Somebody wants me to... Dude, we just took a wide receiver. Do we really want to take Brendan Rice here too? Like, somebody said something about taking Rice. Like, I got you. I mean, more offensive weapons, sure, but I don't think we need another wide receiver if we just got, Xavier Leggett. That's just my personal opinion. Like, this is a really deep class for wide receivers. They want me to take a look at cornerback. Okay, we'll take a look at cornerback, see what we can find. Top cornerback options. Renardo Green is an option. Andrew Phillips and Jerrion Jones are the top options. There's also Max Melton there as well. Keitho says Max Melton out of Rutgers. Oh, it's all right, Andrew. I'm just letting you know what's up here. Yeah, this ain't Madden. No. Zachary Cleary says Mason McCormick. Sorry, y'all. I was just Taking a look at a Twitter notification. Nothing serious. I know I've heard people in the past say a lot of good things about Renardo Green. I know some other people have talked about Andrew Phillips, pardon me. But some people keep talking about Max Melton. Intriguing cornerback prospect because the slot might be his best role in the NFL. He does bring a lot of experience on the outside, though. He projects as a day 3 pick with inside-outside versatility. Interesting. It's all right, Paul. I was just letting you know. Looks like everybody... wait a minute here. So we have 1 vote for Melton. We have 2 vote for Melton. Well, it looks like most people want to go with Max Melton, the cornerback out of Rutgers. Okay. So be it. Oh, come on now. I hate when it does that. All right, top options on the board at pick number 92. Another cornerback, Renardo Green, is still on the board. Then we have the guards Mahogany and McCormick. So for those that wanted McCormick, you can definitely get him right here. And I already see, let's see if that other dude is on the board still, Cooper. Cooper Beebe is also still there too, but you could get him at pick 104 if you guys so chose. Looks like most people are, we have McCormick. Looks like people are saying McCormick. Okay, we'll go with McCormick. Mason McCormick. All right, now we're at 104. So this is where it starts to get a little bit more fun. And see, Cooper Beebe is still right there too. So if you wanted to double up on guard, you could do that. Someone wants me to check tight end. Okay. I don't think we're going to draft a tight end, but I'll check all the same. You got Cade Stover, Ben Sinnott, Theo Johnson, Dallin Holker, and Jaheim Bell are your top 5 options at tight end. Someone says Cam Hart. He is on the board. I will let you know he is on the board. He is, where is he? I just saw him. He is right here. So you could get Cam Hart if you want to. BB is also on the board. Looks like I keep seeing. I see 2 for him. All right. I think we've got a consensus here. So, okay, that's what we'll do.
We still going with the people's draft? Or?
Yep, at the moment. They're about halfway through it right now. So we're about to – we just drafted Cooper Beebe at 104. All right, now we're at pick 136. We have options are Braylon Allen, Isaac something or other. Same thing for a tackle out of Utah. Then we have Cornelius Johnson out of Michigan. Christian Boyd, a defensive interior out of Northern Iowa. And then we have a tight end out of Kansas State, Ben Sinnott.
You know, the Lions met with that Christian Boyd right there, too.
Well, he did have some decent numbers. And he is a big old boy. He is 6'4", 317.
I think his pressures were up there, too. He gets a lot of that.
28 hurries. So, yeah, a decent amount of pressures for an interior lineman. But he also didn't exactly play the most high, opponents. Like, it looks like the best team he played against was probably the first team that they played against was Iowa State. Other than that, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of other people. I mean, South Dakota State right there. But, yeah, still not really a whole lot of high-end opposition.
You know what wide receiver I like? He was at the combine. He'd probably be a day 3 option. It's this dude from Holy Cross. His name is Jalen Coker, 6'3" receiver. He had just a smidge over a 1,000-yard season for them. I don't know if he's on PFF side of this, but if you were on like PFN, he's in there for sure. So.
Well, I don't know if he's in here. The name does sound familiar.
He was at the combine, so
they want me to take a look at safety, so we'll take a look at safety. So you dirty rotten. I hate this thing sometimes. Safety options. We have Bo Braid, we have Malik Mustafa, we have James Williams, and we have Jalen Simpson, and then Dahani Anthony are our top options.
Thank you, Detroit Grit. Jalen Coker at a Holy Cross is a stud. I agree. So. Any of you all like James Williams, 6'5" safety? He can play linebacker too. Just saying, but it's up to you guys.
All right, so haven't really heard any specific names here. So here's what I'm going to do. 136. We don't have any trades on the board as far as options are concerned. Who did we draft a cornerback already? I don't remember if we did or not.
I think you can click on draft results or my picks or something, and it'll tell you who you picked. So.
Well, the first person we picked was Chop Robinson. Then we drafted Xavier Leggett. And then we drafted Max Melton out of Rutgers. So, yes, we did draft a cornerback already.
Max Melton, he's like, what, a 6-foot corner? I've been hearing good things about him. I'm not too familiar with him, but.
Somebody said that he is a feisty ball hawk. Let's see here. Somebody said, what Tip Ryman rank? Who's Ryman? Maybe I can type it in and see. Oh, the tight end out of Illinois. Yeah, he's ranked he's like a round 5, round 6 pick. Some people are saying to get King. They're talking about Kalen King out of LSU. Or not LSU, Penn State. Pardon me. I don't know why. I mean, his man coverage and his coverage skills are not that good. Oh, I can tell you why. He's from Detroit.
Who we looking at here?
Kalen King.
I don't like this dude. I don't know if you can look at his coverage grade, but it looked good.
55.7.
Yeah, that's
last year he had a great grade, but this year it fell off a cliff. He's not good in man. He's terrible in man coverage, and he's below average in zone coverage.
Yeah, that's.
I wouldn't go with Kalen King here. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either. I've heard a few people from our fan base suggest him, but he's not that good. So.
Oh boy, some people just don't know when to let something go. But okay, all right here.
And we took a corner in this one. The fans picked it, or
yeah, they took Max Melton. 6 foot, 190 pounds. Pretty decent stats. Has gotten better every single year he was in college. Pretty good zone coverage grade. Man coverage could use some work. So, pretty decent option for a third-round pick.
If anyone was interested in the day 3 corner, L. Blades Jr., he's the nephew of Lions Hall of Famer and great Benny Blades, former safety.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's not in this one either.
He's not in this one?
No, there's no Blades in this one. I might just go to PFN just for the sake of that conversation because there are people that are in that draft that are not in this one, which I think is kind of stupid because it's you should have all options available.
If you wanted to run one through PFN, I'd be cool with it. So I'm just saying.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to move this on because we're not really getting anywhere on this pick.
Yeah.
Okay. We got Drake Nugent right here if y'all wanted to get a center because we already got a guard.
See, I'm a Michigan fan, but I'm not. I don't know. I'm not all about a lot of the Michigan guys in this one, but
there are quite a lot of Michigan guys in the draft this year.
There's like 18 prospects were invited to the combine from Michigan. So
someone says, look at Wingo out of LSU. Wingo is not on the board, so somebody
he might have been taken, or he's not in the simulator at all. So
nope, someone took him. The Colts took him. McKeehee Wingo. They took him at pick 150. Somebody still wants us to take a tight end.
They're not going to take a tight end. We re-signed Zylstra and tendered Brock Wright.
I was about to say, I don't think we're taking a tight end. They want me to scroll down, so
they might invite one to camp for competition, but Detroit Grit, I think McGlothern was on there. That's a guy I like, so.
Yeah, McGlothern's right here. Dwight McGlothern, he is available.
Up to you people, but McGlothern is a good one. I've looked into this guy plenty, so.
Best defensive interior options. I know someone just asked that. Jawan Briggs, Jordan Jefferson, Justin Rogers, Marcus Harris, Zion Logue. So a bunch of nobodies.
Guys, if we're gonna get a kicker, it'll be the 7th round or UDFA's because we re-signed Badgley. So, but if you want,
I think most people are saying
we can do it.
We'll take a kicker. All right.
Can.
We're going to take one, don't worry. All right, now we're at 6th round pick. So, top options are Hunter Norzad. I hope I pronounced that right. Javon Cohen, Frank Gore Jr., Jace McClellan, and Joshua Cephas. Please do not tell me that is Quintez Cephas' brother.
I don't know or not if it is, but we got people chiming in for McGlothern now. So.
Well, I just took McGlothern.
Okay, cool.
So we took both McGlothern and we took Max Melton.
A couple corners in the draft is a possibility. We only have a few on the roster as of now. So.
Best offensive tackle is Trent Jones that's on the board. And they want a third offensive tackle.
Ugh.
I mean, I would definitely like a better tackle option than, Dan Skipper or what's the other dude's name? The guy we converted from the defensive tackle that I can't stand. What the hell's his name?
I forget too. So.
He can't block for shit.
We converted to defensive tackle from what?
He converted from defensive tackle to offensive tackle. It's not Skipper. Who is that dude's name?
I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of the goddamn
He absolutely sucks, and we have used him as a rotational offensive tackles. Matt Nelson, thank you. Jones is big.
Is he still even on the roster?
I think he is. Jones is 6'4", 325. Yeah, and then Rocked On Podcast just brings up we also do have Swordsel there too. So Swordsel played tackle in college, though now he's more of a guard.
Detroit Grit, I like Bortolini too. He could be a good depth piece. So
looks like we've got people that are going back and forth between Jones and Bortolini. Well, I know this much. We've got I'm just going to take Bortolini to get it over with.
Bortolini does have more versatility. So
that's why I went with him, because I'm like, again, I know how Brad Holmes likes to think. They go with the versatility. Okay, y'all been talking about it. Here's the kickers. You got Harrison Mevis. You got Will Reichard, pardon me. You got Joshua Carty, and at the very bottom, you have Cam Little here. So which kicker do you want? Keegan, we're not taking a quarterback this year. It is not happening. Why do people keep going on this nonsense about quarterback? We are not taking a quarterback. So we got people that are going back and forth between Reichard and Cardi. And it looks like the majority of people are going with Cardi because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think it's Cardi they're going for because we have a few for Reichard, but Cardi's like getting the majority of them. You are correct, Will Rock. We only do have one backup quarterback. That is Hooker. Yeah, it looks like everyone's going with Cardi. So Cardi is the pick. So that is going to end this fan draft on PFF. I'm curious to see what PFF gives this draft. So Chop Robinson got an A-. They gave us a D+ for Xavier Leggett. They gave us a C- for Melton. A+ for McCormick. A C for Cooper Beebe. Still got a B draft grade, so not too bad. They just didn't like our middle draft grades.
PFF. Cooper Beebe is going to go higher than what they rate him, I'm telling you. So,
Oh, I have no doubt. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to get off of PFF. We're going to go to PFN Mock Draft Simulator. Here we go. Now, for this one, I'm going to let you do this one, Dan, because you've obviously worked with this one a little bit better than probably most people. I've worked with it a little bit too, but I've usually done PFF. So You're going to want to do fast. You're going to want to do 7. Obviously, the NFC North. How to use the mock draft simulator. You just select who you want.
And
Let's draft.
I'm going to go with no trades in this one, too. So.
That's fair enough. All right. And, of course, we have 2 trade offers. But you don't want to take any trades, so we're going to get out of that. So we have pick 29. According to PFN, the top prospect on the board is Chop Robinson, followed by Byron Murphy, followed by Kool-Aid, then Graham Barton, and then Adonai Mitchell. Those are your top 5 options.
Hey, I can't see. It's still showing me your Microsoft Bing. I can't see what's on the screen or whatever.
Okay, hold on here. Hold on. Let me stop the screen, and then let me redo it. Because maybe that's why it's giving me a bunch of fits. Here we go. How's that?
Okay, I can see it now.
So Chop Robinson, Byron Murphy, Kool-Aid, Graham Barton, and then Adonai Mitchell.
Whew.
Keitho said he wanted me to trade up for Marvin Harrison. We'd have to trade up to like pick number 2 or 3 to get him. There's no chance of that.
Even though I don't think he'll be there, and to be different, give me Chop right there. Because I think they'd do that if he fell. So.
All right, Chop Robinson at pick 29 for the Lions. All right, moving along. Obviously, we're not doing any trades here. So, top options is Leonard Taylor, Tyler Nubin, Michael Hall Jr., Jatavion Sanders, and then Braylon Trice, which, since we already have an edge rusher, I don't think Trice would be a fit here, but Leonard Taylor out of Miami, that's interesting.
Leonard, go to guard. Guards are still there.
Guard, that'd be right here. We have Mahogany, Dominic Pooney, and then Brandon Coleman, and then Mason McCormick.
All right, go back to go to corner.
Defense, cornerback. Kalen Carson, Chris Abrams-Drain, DJ James, and then Renardo Green.
Click on Kalen Carson and see if they give a draft profile on him.
They do. At 6 foot, 195 pounds, has great build with stellar proportional length, couples with that frame with terse, explosive quickness, and snappy fluidity, off release and route breaks. Is one of the most proficient cornerbacks in the 2024 NFL Draft, successfully matching receivers with technique and athleticism, then gathering and suffocating them with his own biting competitive edge and proactive physicality.
All right. Well, it's all right. Now check out the safeties.
Tyler Nubin, Bo Braid, Cole Bishop, and Javion Bullard.
Tyler Newbin probably won't be there. Click on him. 6'1".
Says Newbin is a verified member of the Good Football Player Club. Athletic profile can be nitpicked a bit. He doesn't quite have elite burst or fluidity, and his long speed can be a concern at times, but he does pass the desired athletic threshold overall, and his utility profile is superb.
Looks a bit overrated to me. Go to DT.
DT, Leonard Taylor, Michael Hall, Brandon Fisk, and then McKinley Jackson are on the board.
You know, I don't care if people consider this a reach. Give me Braden Fisk.
All right. There we go. And then we're back on the board. And, of course, they have trades. So, best options available. Jatavion Sanders, Bo Braid, Roman Wilson, Kalen Carson, and Xavier Leggett.
You know what? Give me Leggett right there.
All right. And then, best options here are Kalen Carson, Cole Bishop, Christian Mahogany, Jalen McMillan, and Blake Corum.
Give me Kalen Carson up top. He looks like a good corner, and he's still there. And dang it, I'll take it. So.
All right. Moving on down. Slowly. Let's move this faster.
Oh, yeah.
And come on. Every time it decides to freaking slow down after a few minutes.
We're going to go to guard here.
Offense, guard, Javian Cohen, Ladarius Henderson, Dylan McMahon, and Satoa Lemieux.
Click on Dylan McMahon right there.
Coming soon.
Ah, crap.
But 6'3", 299 pounds with an athletic score of almost 10, which is perfect.
Let's take Dylan McMahon.
All right. Dylan
I feel we're drafting a guard, and I may have waited too late, but oh well.
It's fine. We're now at 207. Best options available are Christian Boyd, DeAndre Prince, Dalen Holker, Jawan Briggs, and Jarius Monroe. Do you want me to see if...
Give me Christian Boyd right there.
Nothing.
I know he visited. I'm surprised they haven't put the scouting reports on there yet. Combine.
Yeah, well, people are a little bit on the slow. And somebody just took Al Blades, and who would it be? The damn Steelers.
Sons of bitches. That's who I was going to take. So since he's gone, we'll go with the kicker and Cardi.
All right. Cardi coming up. And then for that is your draft. Starting off with Chop Robinson at edge, Fisk in the middle, Xavier Leggett at wide receiver. Then we go to corner, then we go to guard, back to defensive tackle, and end with a kicker. All right. So I am now going to give this a crack because I do not really do a whole lot on PFN. So I'm going to see what I can find here. And I'm just going to go exactly as you did. I'm not going to do any trades just to see what we got. Oh, come on now.
You do yours, and then maybe when we do the fan one, we'll give them the one with trades.
Of course. All right, we're at pick 29, and Chop Robinson was picked at number 20 by, of course, the damn Steelers.
And you know what? That's actually kind of accurate. That's around the range I expect him to go, 15 to 20. So.
Well, at this point, the next best option at defensive interior would be Byron Murphy, which, don't get me wrong, I like Murphy. He has got freakish athleticism, but he is on the small side for a defensive interior man. At like 6 foot, I mean, don't get me wrong, if he could be like a John Randall, I would absolutely love it, but I'm going to, again, go with Kool-Aid because, again, that just it just makes sense. All right, moving on up, getting to pick number 61. We're not doing trades. Oh, and wouldn't you know it, there's Cooper Beebe at pick number 50. I'm taking him.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Oh, and wouldn't you know it, at pick number 73, there's Fisk. I'm taking him. Dude, I would love this draft.
This draft is already better than mine. Hell yeah.
All right, let's see here. Let's see here. We're at pick number 92. Best player available is Devontae Walker out of North Carolina.
Lions did meet with him. I doubt they haven't. Oh, they do.
Walker has an elite 3-trait foundation that elevates his grade, speed, explosiveness, and high-level catching instincts. Once clocked at over 23 miles per hour. I mean, why the hell not? I'll take you, Walker.
He's 6'2", 6'3"-ish. Okay, I like that.
Well, plus with his speed.
We met with him, too. So.
Let's say, plus with his speed, I mean, like, why the hell wouldn't I?
Yeah.
All right, now we're at pick 163. I'm trying to think here. What would I want to go with? I've already taken a guard. I wonder what we have at center. Drake is there, but he's like way down there.
Do they have a? Of course not. Oh, I didn't know he was that small.
Drake Nugent, 6'1", 300.
That's not
necessarily
size.
No, he become. Oh, look, there's Jalen Coker. I wonder.
Let's see if they got anything on it. Of course,
6'1", 208, but pretty damn good athletic score.
He's taller than 6'1". He's 6'2", 6'3"-ish, but 6'3". But
all right, let's see. What do we have at defense? Man, I just do not like this pick for us right now. I really do not like it.
If you take safety yet, that Jalen Carlisle, he's nice size safety.
Yeah, he's right here. 6'2", 207, 227. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to go with the safety. Just to get it out of the way.
Carlisle is a guy that I thought was going to come out last year, but he didn't. So,
okay, if he's here, I'm taking him just for the name's sake. Come on, are you there? Are you there? Where? There he is, Al Blades Jr. I'll take him just for the hell of it.
I love the pedigree there. So,
Well, plus the connection to Detroit, I'd just be like, dude, the hell yes. Oh, and when you know it, there's Quantez Stiggers right there. He's in here.
The Lions met with him, and if he's there, wherever they decide to take him, they're going to take him.
Yeah, they obviously don't have anything on him, though. But, all right, final pick. I'm taking my kicker because I always do no matter what, Joshua Carty, just to say F the NFL. But there's my draft. Kool-Aid McKinstry, Cooper Beebe, Brandon Fisk, Devontae Walker, Jalen Carlisle, Al Blades, and then Joshua Carty.
Can you imagine if we ended up with Kool-Aid, the merchandise sales with the Kool-Aid man, the Blue Lions colors? Like, oh, yeah.
Well, you'd first and foremost have that, but then you'd have the namesake from Kool-Aid, but then if you could get Benny Blades' nephew, you said it was?
Yeah.
Get him in the house, too. Like, dude, the freaking fan base would be rocking. All right, so we just did mine, so now we're going to do the fan base one. So, 7 rounds again.
Ugh.
Fast. We'll do our team again, as always. Enter the draft. So I'm going to just pause the draft here because I know some people have stated it. I don't think it's going to happen, but does anybody want to try and trade up? Because I know somebody earlier, I don't know if they were being serious or not, was saying, hey, let's trade up and go get Marvin Harrison.
They won't trade up that far. I could see Brad trading up from 29 to, like, I don't know, 16, 17, some shit like that, but not
Oh,
that
I could
high.
see him. I could see him trading up into the mid part of the first round. I could see
Yeah.
that, but I still think it's more likely he trades back than anything.
He could trade out of the first round, and that's going to piss some people off, but
It would also give the Lions more draft capital. If there's any GM I trust with being able to find great talent in the later rounds, it's definitely Brad Holmes.
oh yeah, for sure.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start the draft, and then if we get a trade offer at our pick, we'll go from there. So, come on. I hate when it does that.
Flags.
Oh, and we have two trade offers. We have an offer from Baltimore to pick up go down one pick and pick up a 2025 7th-round pick, which I don't think that's good at all. And then the next offer we have is with the Carolina Panthers to move to the top of the 2nd round and pick up an extra 3rd-round pick. And then we give them our 3rd-round pick in the later part to go up earlier in the 3rd round. So we
I
get
might
an early.
do that one if it was me, but this is the fans, so.
So what do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to trade back with either the Ravens or the Panthers, or you just want to pick right here?
I see do the Panthers trade. Someone says grab Jerzon Newton if he's up there.
Well, I know Kool-Aid McKinstry's not. He went to the Cardinals, and Nate Wiggins went right after that.
And where Kool-Aid was drafted, that is possible. So,
Oh, it's possible. I know it's possible. Let's see here. Is Newton here? No, Newton is not available. In fact, the next best defensive tackle is Johnny Newton. Pardon me. Yes, he is available. I thought we were talking about somebody else. But yeah, Johnny Newton from Illinois is available at pick 20. So we have 1, 2, 3 at Carolina, and actually 4. And then we have one that says take Newton. Keitho says Johnny is Jerzan. So looks like people want to take the trade. So we will take the trade and let Carolina get a 1st-round pick and pick up an earlier 3rd-round pick for them. Okay. Now, hey, folks, we do have a trade offer, but do look who is still available. Newton is still on the board at pick 33. Just to let y'all know. So you guys could trade, but the guy that you've been wanting, Newton, is right there at pick 33.
I see like 3 for Newton right now. So.
Now I'll make it 4. So, okay, it looks like we're going to go with Newton. So, Johnny Newton, welcome to Detroit.
Even though I highly doubt Newton falls out
That
of the
far?
first round, but yeah. Oh, Rakestraw his ass. So.
Yeah, he's at pick 49 right now. All right. Come on, speed up already. I hate when it lags. All right, we have 2 trade offers. We have a trade offer from Jacksonville to get pick number 96 and their 2nd-round pick in 2 years from actually next year. And we also give them our 5th-round pick, or we can do the exact same thing with Cincinnati, pick up their 80 overall pick, their 114 overall pick, and their 3rd-round pick. So
80, what's that, 3rd round?
that would be in the middle to end point of the 3rd round, yes. So we'd be giving up a 2nd and a 5th-round pick to get a 3rd and a 4th-round pick and then another 3rd-round pick in a year from now.
Huh.
So we have some people that are saying no trade. Well, I'm just going to put the trade off the side, and we're going to take a look at what's available first. So we have Kinchins. We have another defensive tackle in Hall Jr., Jatavian Sanders, Sinat, Jenkins, Max Melton is available out of Rutgers. And then Fisk is also available too. So there are some options on the board. So we have 2 that say trade with Cincinnati. We have 2 that say don't trade with Cincinnati. We have one that says to take Fisk. We have one that says to take Melton.
Fisk, 2 for
Melton.
Fisk.
We keep having people say Fisk or Melton. Well, I don't think we take another defensive tackle after we took Newton, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Melton here.
Yeah.
That would make most sense to me. So we took Melton, and then, hey, look at that. We're on the board again. And wouldn't you know it, Braden Fisk is still on the board at pick 65. And we do not have a trade on the board, so we'd have to propose a trade if we wanted to trade. So you still could get Fisk here if you wanted. Though I am curious, who else is available? Uh, 6'3", 6'2", 290, 295, energized wrecking ball. Somebody asks me to take a look at the wide receivers. Top wide receivers, Jalen McMillan, Devontae Walker, Johnny Wilson, Jermaine Burton are your top options. And do remember, we still have pick 73, so we could get Walker a little bit later if we wait a second.
Johnny Wilson is that big body that we're supposed to be looking for. See if they got it. Yeah,
6'6", 230 pounds
Look
with
at that RAS score.
9.88. That's almost perfect. Says he's got a 4.5 40 dash, arms of 36 inches with a 35.5-inch vertical and a 10'5" broad jump. Jeez Louise.
Hey, JB says check edges. Or Wilson. Or somebody says check edges.
Brandon Dorless. Oh, yeah, I know all about Brandon. This dude is a wrecking ball. Brandon Dorless would be a nice fit for us.
Do they have a profile on him yet, or are they slacking still?
Nope.
Oh, they got one.
6'3", 290, pretty good RAS score. Like a combination between a tackle and edge defender, uses every bit of his. Now, I don't know why they say 278 when it's up here, it says 291. Let's see here, though. High level of activity and power. So he's an option. He is an option. Now we're seeing some people say Nealon.
I see a couple Nealons.
I see a couple Nealons. I see a couple Michael Halls. I see a couple Dorless.
Michael Hall is a tweener. He will play better at edge. I can agree with that.
I was about to say at 6'3", 290. I mean, yeah, he has the ability to move inside or out. They don't have an RAS score on him, though.
I don't remember if he worked out at the combine or not. That could be it. But Chris Jenkins I don't know or not if he's a fit for our defense, so I don't think so.
Oh boy, there's a lot of good options right here. I mean, there's a ton of good defensive interior and edge rushing options in this draft. There really is.
Yeah, Hall didn't work out, so that's why there's no RAS score for him or much of a profile. So.
All right, I think what I'm getting from mostly is everyone wants to go with Nealon, the guy out of Western. So we'll go with Nealon. Now we're at pick 73, and we have two trade offers. Pick 73 for Cleveland's 85 and 155.
I might do this one, but it's on the people here. So.
Or we trade 73 and 249 for pick 96 and Jacksonville's third next year. I don't really like that option, so if I was to trade, I'd trade with Bob Quinn and the Browns, which is fun. We already took Max Melton, Walsh. We already took Max Melton.
We got another one that's got two people that says take the Browns trade.
All right. And that's what we'll do. We will take the Browns trade. Moving on down. Oh, and when you know it, we got another trade offer. Pick 85 and 249 for Seattle's 117 and their second rounder next year.
Fuck that.
I was about to say, I don't like that trade offer at all. Like, at that point, we're moving completely out of the third round and into the fourth, but we also are losing our last pick in the draft. I don't think I like that option. Let's see who's available at pick 85. So we have the guard out of Boston College, Mahogany. I know some people are going to probably ask about wide receivers, so let's take a look there. Jermaine
Have you
Burke.
taken a guard yet, or have the people?
Let's see here. We have only 3 picks so far, and none of them are guard. We have Johnny Newton, Max Melton, and Marshawn Nealon. So we have not taken a guard, and we have not taken a wide receiver or anything else. Oh, you dirty rotten. I didn't select that. So, yes, Brendan Rice is still there. He is right here, which would be who I would take in this because Jerry Rice's son, hell fucking yeah, I would.
I'm seeing like 3, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Brendan Rice right now in the comments. So.
Then that's who we're taking. I am not going to drag this out.
Oh, yeah, it's blowing up for Rice anyway. So.
All right, now, come on. I hate when this thing lags. It's so stupid. So pick 155. Dude, I would take this trade in a heartbeat. You move down 2 picks and you get an extra 7th round pick. I'm just going to accept that on principle. All right. So we have for our top options, we have Bo Limmer, the center out of Arkansas, Isaiah Davis, running back out of SDSU, Tyke Smith.
Have we taken a safety yet? I know it's on the people, but Oladapo is a good one. See if they got a profile on him. I don't know. They're probably slacking on it. But
they do have a profile on him. Defensive leader of the Beavers defense, Oladapo, is certainly physically imposing and productive. At 6'2", 216, I would say that makes a good amount of sense. Lined up all over last year, which is good for exposure. Also didn't mitigate his weaknesses. Good news is he translates well into modern NFL defenses that favor multi-safety looks that have one drop into the box as a freelancer. But it does say he struggles mightily when he's in a slot corner as a man assignment because he's too stiff and reactive.
Okay.
But I do know somebody said something about Luke McCaffrey, who I have been absolutely loving as this guy.
I like this guy too, so, you know.
Well, the reason I like Luke McCaffrey is because the dude's just a weapon. He can throw, he can catch, he can run.
He's a smidge faster than his brother Christian, too. They at the Combine, they did a simulcast, and he was a couple steps ahead of Christian McCaffrey in the 40.
Holy cow, Cincinnati wants to give us the farm.
Do we take the trade, people? Or
we get 3 picks for 1.
What do we think about this trade?
Oh, and look who comes to the stage. How's it going, Chris?
What's going on, bro?
Right here. So,
Looks like we're having people say take the trade, so we'll take the trade. Okay, now we're moving down to, oh, come on. 193, top options are Ladarius Henderson, guard out of Michigan, Josh Proctor. Then we have the linebacker out of Notre Dame. We have a safety out of Cal, another safety out of Air Force, cornerback DeAndre Prince out of Ole Miss. And then Brennan Jackson, edge out of Washington State. Joshua Proctor, 6'1", 200 pounds, just an above average RAS. But have we taken a safety? I don't think so. No, we have not taken a safety.
And you are on the safety section?
No, I'm actually on the best options available, and he is the second best option.
Click on the safeties, since I think some people are asking for them. So.
Top safety is Proctor, then McMorris, then Taylor, then Vaki at 204.
That guy's pretty good.
5'11", 210, decent size. Joseph Ostin's like, who did we take? We took Newton, Melton, Nealon, Rice, and McCaffrey. That's who we took.
People's choice. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, I did not choose these people. This is not mine. There are some names I like on this draft. Don't get me wrong. So, all right. I guess we're going to take Proctor. Now we're at pick 204. DeAndre Prince, Brennan Jackson, McMahon. McMahon would be who I'd take here, the guard out of North Carolina State.
I like that safety Vaki right there.
Yeah, he's got good size and good athletic scores.
Yeah. Did we take a guard already?
No, that's why I said I would take McMahon right here. 6'3", 300 pounds, 9.86.
Dylan
I'd take him
McMahon is a guy I've been looking at for a minute here the past couple months. So he'd be a decent choice.
Now we're at 208. So we have now taken a D tackle, a corner, an edge, 2 wide receivers, a safety, an offensive guard, and we still have 4 picks left.
This is my kind of mock draft right here. Shoot.
That's to say, like, we've got weapons and we've got good defensive quality players. Best players available on the board are Prince, Jackson, Vaki, Johnson, and Stanley.
How many DTs we have? We took Newton earlier, right? So,
we did take Newton earlier. And is he even on the board? Oh, he is. He's all the way down there, though. Frank Gore's on the board. Ouch.
We re-signed Zonovan Knight, but they could possibly bring in another running back for camp, maybe. They probably will. But Frank Gore Jr., if you like power runners, that Carson Steele from UCLA is pretty decent, too. Often too far off the line as he's asking.
Read run keys over attacking upfield. Zap speed, unable to formulate a strong plan of attack. Was more effective when given the green light to line up wide and be aggressive.
I'm off of that, dude. It sounds like he's like a situational depth piece or something. So,
kind of sounds like the problem.
Yeah.
You know what? Just for shits and giggles here, because we got so many, we still got 4 picks left. I'm just going to say fuck it all, and let's just go Frank Gore Jr. Freaking got Frank Gore Jr., got Brendan Rice and Luke McCaffrey. We're just collecting all the legend sons.
Mark Fiend, any injured players with upside? That does make those guys Brad Holmes picks. He likes the injured dudes. So.
Now I want to see if what's his name is in here still before somebody, snatches him up. Is Blades. Yep, Blades is right there. Al Blades, anybody?
I got one for Al Blades Jr.
Man, this would just be like the dream draft of all the legends. This is the legends draft. All right, now we're down to our last 2 picks. So,
hey, look at that name down there, Storm Duck.
Storm.
I just saw it. You had it.
Hold on, I'll just type it in. Storm Duck, cornerback out of Louisville.
Nothing, but 6'1", 200 pounds.
Yeah, but I think we got enough cornerbacks because we've drafted 2 of them. We got Melton and Al Blade, so I think we're good on the corner area.
JB says look up Stiggers.
Oh, Lord. Stiggers is definitely going to be in here. There he is, right there. Quantez Stiggers.
I mean, he's in the fan group. We got a guy for Stiggers, so we're limited on corners. We only got a few on the roster. We just drafted a couple. So. Kamal Hayton's another one I like, but
6'1", 196 pounds, good size. I keep seeing people go for this tight end, Tip Ryman.
Prospect 303.
Yeah, that's who Stiggers is. He's number 303 on the board.
We got a guy that wants a kicker here.
That's going to be the last pick, my friend. Last pick.
Even if you didn't take a kicker with the last pick, I'm pretty sure the kicker would be there in UDFAs too, but hey.
I'm just going to get it over with the kicker. So we're at the kickers. So we got Cam Little, Cardi. I think most people are probably going to go with Cardi here. All right. So there's our draft class. Johnny Newton, Max Melton, Marshawn Nealon, Brendan Rice, Luke McCaffrey, Josh Proctor, Dylan McMahon, Frank Gore Jr., Al Blades Jr., Quantez Stiggers, and Joshua Cardi. Holy hell.
11 picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely one that I would do for sure.
Well, if you think about it, we started this draft with 7 picks, and we got 4 more out of it. And, I mean, for crying out loud, like, we got 4 sons or nephews of freaking, legends. Brendan Rice, McCaffrey, Frank Gore, Al Blades. Like, come on now, people. Like, that's what I call a draft.
Yeah.
That is what I call a draft right there. Now, the reality of the situation is chances are we're not going to get something like that.
Yeah, I could see an extra pick or 2 in a trade back, but not 11.
No, I mean, if you're able to get an extra 2 picks, you're doing good. But 4, like, dude, at that point, like, you got to be like on your A game.
Yeah.
All right, so Chris just came into the draft situation, so I'm going to let him have a chance to do this since everybody else has had a chance. Are you there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, so
Well, he's doing his. I got to run to the bathroom. Leave me in here. I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right, Chris, we're going to let you have your crack at this.
All right, come on, Daniel. I got to go potty.
Okay.
Right, so here we go. Do you want to potentially trade up since this is your draft?
What we starting at?
We're at pick number 29.
29.
Yeah, it's the end of the first round.
I'm trying to see. Okay. What cornerbacks we got available right now?
All of them. Like literally every cornerback is available. You got Arnold, you got Mitchell, Wiggins, Kool-Aid, and Lassiter. Those are your top 5 options. But
I'm gonna trade up.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you this: if you're gonna try and trade, you're probably only going to get up into about the middle points of the draft. So I'm going to see if we can possibly trade up with an out-of-conference team like the Jaguars just to have fun with this. So pick 29 to pick 17. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. I gave them a 3rd and a 4th plus our 1st, and they said no.
Dang. Might as well stay where I am.
All right, stay where you're at. We'll see what falls to us. Though you do have 3 trade offers now for pick 29. You have Pittsburgh offering you their 2nd and 3rd next year, plus their 2nd round pick this year. You have Houston offering their 2nd and 3rd. Yeah, 2nd and 3rd this year, plus a 2nd and 4th next year. And then you have New Orleans offering a 2nd and 3rd next year, plus their 2nd round pick for our 1st round pick and a 6th round pick.
Yeah, right now 45 too far to fall. I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
All right. Well, your best options for cornerback, if you're still inclined to go corner, is TJ Tampa, Enos
Hey,
Rakestraw,
come
and
on, get
Max
out of here.
Melton.
You're not gonna piss on everything. Get out.
Uh, I'm gonna go with Max Milton.
Okay, it's your draft. Max Melton it is.
All right.
All right, pick 61 and 163 for a third and second round pick next year from Houston, or 61 and our final pick for 95, 131, and next year's third from Kansas City.
Nah, I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
All right, so your best options at this point are Trevonde Sweat, Rukaroro, Malachi Corley, Michael Hall Jr., or Jatavian Sanders. So you have 3 defensive tackles, a wide receiver, and a tight end as your top options.
All right. I'm gonna go with Sweat out of Texas. Texas pretty decent on ends.
All right, now we're at pick 73. You have Chicago offering to trade up 2 spots and giving us their 4th next year. Or you have the Colts offering to give us their 82nd pick and a 3rd round next year for our 73rd pick and our 5th round pick.
I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
All right, pick 73. Your top options are Aurora, Malachi Corley, Michael Hall Jr., Ben Sinnott, and Chris Jenkins out of Michigan.
Let me see. We got a cornerback already. We got a D tackle. Uh, let's go offense.
Okay, which one on offense?
Um, I want to go guard.
Guard, best
Yeah.
option is Dominic Cooney out of Kansas, then Brandon Coleman out of TCU, then Mason McCormick out of South Dakota State. Those are your top 3.
I'm gonna go with Coleman out of TCU.
Okay. Now we're at pick 92. We have a trade offer from Carolina. They're willing to give us their 100th pick and 177 pick for our 92 pick.
Nah, stay where I'm at.
All right. So best options on the board is 2 wide receivers, Jalen McMillan and Devontae Walker, followed by running backs Braylon Allen, Bucky Irving, and then defensive tackle McKinley Jackson.
I'm gonna go ahead and take Jalen off the board. That McMillan. Washington was decent last year.
All right. Scrolling. Now we're at pick 163. Baltimore is offering to trade up 1 spot to give us their 164 pick and their 250 pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna accept it. That's not too far to fall. That's not bad.
All right, so we're on the board. Top options are defensive tackle out of Alabama, Daquan Hardy, cornerback out of Penn State, Gabe Hall, D tackle out of Baylor, Curtis Jacobs, linebacker out of Penn State, and Javian Cohen, offensive guard out of Miami.
I'm gonna have to go with them Bama boys on this one for death.
All right, we're at pick 204. No trades are available. Top options are Isaac. Can't pronounce the last name, so I'm not going to try. Joe Milton, quarterback out of Tennessee. running back out of Boise State, cornerback out of Ole Miss, and then Jawan Briggs, defensive tackle out of Cincinnati.
Let me see. You got a guard. Got a tackle. Well, we ain't got no tackle. We got a D tackle. We got any DNs right now?
We haven't drafted any, but there are in here.
Okay.
Best defensive edge rushers: Miles Cole, Eric Watts, Anderson, Murphy, and Caesar.
I'm gonna go with Texas Tech, Miles Cole.
All right. Miles Cole coming up. And then we have our final pick at 250 coming up. Actually, 249, pardon me. We have back-to-back picks at 249 and 250. So, you have 2 straight picks to work with. What do you want to do?
Let me see. We got a guard. We're gonna go with an offensive tackle.
Top tackle options are Travis Glover, Julian Pearl, Ethan Driscoll, Walter Roos, and Josiah Ezerim. Good Lord, what a name.
We're gonna go with Julian out of Illinois.
Okay. Final pick on the board.
All right. I'm gonna go with a receiver.
Okay.
Yeah, put a little depth as far as wide receivers.
Top wide receiver options are Isaiah Williams, Littrick Griffin, Anthony Gould, Tyrone Howell, and Casey Washington.
I'm gonna go with Isaiah Williams.
Okay, that's your draft. So, drafted Max Melton at pick 29, DeFondre Sweat at pick 61, Brandon Coleman at pick 73, Jalen McMillan at pick 92, and then the rest of them that I'm just going to say whatever. All right, so that takes care of that. We have been at this now for 2 hours. It is almost 9 o'clock. So I'm just going to ask, does anybody want to go again, or have we had enough?
I'm good. I'm down for another mock.
All right. Well.
Yeah, I was about to say, as far as I'm gonna go ahead and probably pick another day because I know it's probably coming up. Yeah.
I feel you if anyone's tired. I've been up since 3 this morning, was at work at 4 a.m., and I got out at noon. So, yeah, I'm – but I'm still good to go again. I could do mocks all day. Dave knows. So.
Oh, yeah, you're the mock draft wizard. All right, I'll go, and then I'll have you go again, Dan.
All right.
Yeah, but I'll just watch y'all.
All right. Oh, phooey, I didn't select the right team. You stupid person, David.
It happens. It's all good.
I just entered the draft and just said, hey, let's just see what happens. Okay.
Are any of you guys going to make the trip to the draft in Detroit this year?
I thought about it, and then after taking a look at everything that I was going to have to do, I said, screw it, not going to happen, not this year. Because I already know that Detroit, first and foremost, by itself is already crazy. You add the draft in on top of that, is going to be freaking madhouse.
A couple weeks ago, I was looking into booking a room because me, Detroit Dom and JB were going to get a room or whatever, but all the good ones are already booked, and that was like 2-3 weeks ago. So.
Oh yeah, they've been booked out for weeks.
I'm still going down there though. Still going to be downtown.
Nope, I'm going to be right here doing my draft coverage and enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do the same.
All right, so pick 29. Kamari Lassiter was taken by the Bills. Nate Wiggins was taken by the Cardinals. So I am going to take Kool-Aid and say, fuck you all. Good night.
Dave, are you doing yours? No trade? Yeah, no trades, right? So
Right.
Well, it's going to depend. I mean, I might do a trade depending on what the offer is, but I don't really like PFN's trade offers. They're usually like pretty skewed, so I usually don't take them.
I wish the Draft Network still had their mock draft simulator. I have a subscription to them, but they don't have their mock draft simulator up. But like when a team offers you a trade, like they have a sound like the phone rings and shit, like you're an actual GM. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was pretty cool. So
yep. All right, so I'm going to take. Let's see here. How in the fudge is Peyton Wilson, the best linebacker, still available? That's like not going to happen at all. I mean I'm at the bottom of the second round, and he's still available.
I like Peyton Wilson, but I don't know if Brad Holmes would.
Oh, he wouldn't. He wouldn't take him. I mean, we just took Jack Campbell last year.
We got Campbell. We got Anzalone.
I think
maybe he takes one late, but not this early. I don't think so.
I think for this, I'm going to.
Hey, we got a comment that says take Bo Nix.
Yep. I don't know here. I want to take one of these two defensive tackles. I just don't know which one would be a better fit, Fisk or Jenkins.
Hey, look, Goff this year, Hendon Hooker is the backup, and Bo Nix is his backup.
That would be a very interesting QB room. I think I'm going to take Chris Jenkins.
I'd do that over bringing Suckfeld back, though. That's for sure.
That is true. All right. We are at pick 73. I just took Jenkins. I'm going to take edge. You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Nealand. I'm going to take Nealand, the edge rusher. And then, nope. What do we got for wide receiver here? Not a damn thing. And at this point, we have a pick at 123, so that might actually work. So I'm going to hold off on the wide receiver until pick 123. So at this point, I've already taken a corner. I'm going to take Mason McCormick out of SDS. No, wait a minute. That's 92. I'm being silly. You know what? I wish I could trade, but trading in this one is a lot more difficult.
Yep.
You know what? I'm going to take
Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Yeah, he's also the same size as his old man. He didn't participate either, also in the draft either, so not really much to go on.
Kalen Bullock is one of the top safeties in this draft, and
yeah, I think I'm going to take him and get the safety card taken care of, add more depth.
He'd fill the void of CJ GJ because I don't think he's coming back.
I don't think he is either.
Some people think he is, but I've heard strong rumors that suggest he's going to return to Philly. So.
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, I agree. Trotter Jr. does have great game film there, JB. Yeah, I looked into him too. So.
Come on, you stupid draft simulator.
204.
Yep. So, what picks do I have? Kool-Aid, Chris Jenkins, Marshawn Nealon, Kalen Bullock, Luke McCaffrey. So I've covered damn near virtually everything. The only thing I haven't covered is interior offensive lineman.
Guard.
McMahon, got it. Not even going to think twice. And then
we've got some commenters like Brennan Jackson, the DE out of Washington State.
There's my draft. There's my draft. Kool-Aid, Chris Jenkins, Marshawn Nealon, Kalen Bullock, Luke McCaffrey, Dylan McMahon, and Josh Carty. That would work. I would prefer maybe a better wide receiver than McCaffrey, but I can't deny his weapon capabilities.
Hey, look, like you said, weapon, just like his brother, can play running back, receiver, whatever. So.
Well, on top of that, when he entered into the college ranks, he was actually a quarterback. Wasn't the greatest, but now we also know he can throw. All right, Dan, you're up.
All right.
And here we go. And we're off. Oh, I hate how this thing is so damn slow at times. Okay, holy cow.
You know what? I do not want to I don't want that one.
Kansas City was willing to give you everything.
I don't want to drop back that far, though.
No,
that is a good trade. So.
I get you. I'm just like, dude, like that is like almost their entire draft class for next year.
They must really want somebody that's up there.
I can tell you who they want. I can tell you exactly who they want.
They want Malik Neighbors. That's right there.
Yeah, pick 29, the 8th best prospect in this draft simulator. I mean, 6 foot, 190 pounds. I mean, yeah, I can see why they'd probably want him.
Here's the thing. He's there, but he's not going to be there in the actual draft, though.
Oh, hell no. There's no chance.
I want to go a different route this draft. I'm going to assume that I pretty much am sure we don't get Jonah Jackson back. And I'm going to go with the possibility we don't get Glasgow back either. So give me guards round 1.
Best guard is Graham Barton out of Duke. 6'5", 313 pounds. Says explosiveness, physicality, power drive, torquing capacity, flexibility, leverage acquisition, and angle awareness. Seeing how injuries can ravage offensive lines from year to year, Barton's ability to play any spot in a pinch would be immensely valuable.
He can play. He's got versatility. He's physical.
And he's big. I mean, at that point, why the hell not?
Give me Barton right there. He can play guard or tackles.
All right. Barton it is. Now we're moving into pick number 61. Now, this is an interesting trade. Washington wants us to move back 6 spots, and we pick up an extra 3rd-round pick and give up our 5th-round pick.
Let me see the other offers, because there's 2 of them up there, it looks like.
That's 127. They're 2nd and 6th next year.
Go back to the other one.
So you have that. Now, to be fair, you also have a couple of options on the board here. So I'm going to just pull this off and show you what's available. You have Javonde Sweat, Cooper Beebe, Chris Braswell, Jalen Polk, and Jatavian Sanders available.
Go back to that trade offer. I think I want to take it.
Okay, trade offer coming up. So 67 and 99 for our 61 and 163.
Yes, sir. Let's take that.
Okay, so at 67, available is...
No trades this time.
Okay, so best options available: Jadavian Sanders, Chris Jenkins, Max Melton, Peyton Wilson, Jonathan Brooks, and Kalen Carson.
Now, I know these are the best available. Go to edge.
Edge rushers, got it. Marshawn Nealon, Austin Booker, and Jonah Ellis.
Okay, now let me see the CBs available.
Max Melton, best available, followed by Kalen Carson.
Give me Max Melton right there.
Max Melton coming up. 2 offers and both. Well, this one actually could work. Move back 3 spots and pick up Green Bay's 4th next year.
I'll take that. Yeah.
And no, I don't think so.
Yeah, no. Fuck that.
They took a linebacker.
Go back to edge right there.
Marshawn Nealon is still on the board. And then Austin Booker and Jonah Ellis and Javon Solomon.
You know, I know a lot of people like Marshawn Nealon right there. I'm not as high on him as other people, so I'm going to reach a bit. Give me Jonah Ellis right there. I love the pedigree. So.
That's fair enough. Hell
no.
Hell no.
Fuck that.
All right. Best players available: Trayvon Wallace, Blake Corum, Roger Rosengarten, DJ James, and McKinley Jackson and Renardo Green.
Go to DT for me.
DT, McKinley Jackson, Mason Smith, and Wingo.
Go back to CB. Give me DJ James. He's a good zone corner. So
holy cow! 149, 167, 69, 70. They're giving up all of their draft picks for this year for 2.
They're on crack, and just to be entertaining, let's take this trade. God damn, this is my kind of mock draft right here.
I want to see who the fuck they drafted to take that spot, because now I'm curious. I am really curious to see who the hell that this simulator would think they would trade that high up for. We were at 99. Who did they draft? They drafted the safety out of Texas Tech, Dadrian Taylor Demurius, which I don't think that was worth that, but okay, whatever. So pick 149. Best players available are Jalen Wright, Tanner Bortolini, Jared Wiley, Bo Lemer, and Chow Smith-Wade.
Before I make a pick here, can we view the picks we made already? Because I don't want to draft too many of something.
So we have drafted 2 cornerbacks, an edge, and a guard.
All right. I'm going to go with another O lineman here. Give me Bo Lemer. He's good. He can play center or either guard spot.
Okay, Bo Lemer. That's our pick again. Top options are Knight, Smith, Randolph Jr., Casey, and Washington.
List me all the DTs here.
Best DTs available are Randolph Jr., Briggs, Lee, Chroma, and Crumedy.
Go to safety.
Smith, McMorris, Taylor, Vakey, and then Stanley.
Give me Vikey.
Okay. Our pick again.
Go to linebacker.
Knight, Casey, Jacobs, and Eckenberg.
Okay. Go back to DT again.
Randolph, Briggs, Lee, Chroma, and Crumedy. Same ones.
Still there. Let's go check out wide receivers now.
Washington, Coker, Jackson, Johnson, Whittington.
Give me Jalen Coker.
Our pick again. And we've still got 2 more picks to go.
Okay, now we got to go to D tackle.
And same ones.
I'll take give me that Randolph.
All right, now our next pick. Best options available are Eric All, Jarvis Brownlee, Tommy Eckenberg, Isaac, whatever the fuck your name is, and then Martis Liafu, and then Blake Watson.
For competition at RB3, give me that Garendo guy. He had a really good RAS score and a good combine. So.
All right, final pick, 204.
Final pick, 204. Even though I think we can get this guy in UDFAs, give me Cardi, the kicker.
All right, and with that, if this thing will get to the end of it before too long, this is what we got. Graham Barton, Max Melton, Jonah Ellis, DJ James, Bo Leamer, Vikey, Jalen Coker, Keith Randolph Jr., and then
10 picks.
Yeah, and another pick for next year. All right. I think I'm actually going to call it a night.
I don't blame you.
Well, unfortunately, I'm taking medication, which really messes with my ability to sleep. And I'm also not feeling the greatest right now because my hips are feels like someone threw sand in the joints.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about that, and I hope you feel better. I've been having some issues myself, man. I got some plantar fasciitis or whatever. I got up off my couch the other day, and I planted my foot, and I felt a pain from the back of my heel all the way up to the back of my calf. I thought I blew my Achilles out or something, but
Oh, wow.
yeah.
And remember, Peyton Manning played with a plantar fasciitis tear for a little bit before they found out about it.
Yeah, so, it's not too bad, but I can still feel soreness and pain in my right foot, so
Yep.
I bought some special shoes for it. I got pain patches coming tomorrow, so
Yep. I would also probably recommend a heating pad, and you never can go wrong with Epsom salt baths for your
yes,
foot.
sir. I've even looked up exercises I've done for it to try to help, and it kind of worked a little bit. So,
yeah, plantar fasciitis is one of those that is very hard to deal with.
yeah.
But all right, folks, we are going to call it a night. Thank you all for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed the mock draft simulators. We'll probably do another one of these before the draft comes up in the next couple of weeks. But until that time, God bless. Hope you all have enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun doing it. We'll look forward to doing it again.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty.
Oh, yeah.
Adios.